We've been telling you all about the All-State Sugar Bowl Greater New Orleans Sports Hall of Fame class of 2020, and we've had the electees on our program, and of course we've enjoyed having all of them on for quite a period of time. The most recent electee to be announced by the All-State Sugar Bowl Greater New Orleans Sports Hall of Fame. Just to tell you a little bit about it, 3-time gold medalist in the Olympics, just the second swimmer among the 240 members of the Sports Hall of Fame. Only the second swimmer ever to be inducted into the Greater New Orleans Sports Hall of Fame, sponsored by the All-State Sugar Bowl. And, of course, just a brilliant career. You know, started in Marietta, Georgia, then Tampa, Florida, moved to the New Orleans area, St. Martin's School in Metairie, and then, of course, really perfected her craft. Youngest swimmer to compete in the U.S. Olympic trials at the age of 13 in 1988. Gold medal winner in Perth, Australia. 3 gold medals in the Pan Am Games in Havana, Cuba in 91. 20 Louisiana State Championships, 6 Louisiana high school records. And I could go on, but the accomplishments are amazing and plentiful. And just a very accomplished athlete, but a good person and a good friend, too. It's just a pleasure to welcome Ashley Tappin Doussan to the show. Ashley, listen, it's great to have you with us. And first and foremost, congratulations to you. Well-deserved honor. Couldn't be happier for you.
Thank you, Ken. I appreciate that. That means a lot.
Well, you're accustomed to this. You've been awarded, rewarded on many occasions, and maybe this is the cherry on top of the whipped cream, right? I mean, you're talking about something sponsored by the All-State Sugar Bowl that reflects all the greatest in New Orleans history in every aspect of sports. So nice to have that attachment from your real hometown and from the All-State Sugar Bowl, right?
It's a true honor. The All-State Sugar Bowl has, a lot that it's responsible for hosting every sport you can think of, and for them to nominate me and think of me is a huge honor.
Now, when did you know that swimming was your passion, your love, what you were going to pursue? How early in life did you know that?
Well, I was one of those kids that was raised by basically a single mom. So she worked all the time. So it wasn't like I had the luxury to try this, that, and the other. Swimming was sort of one of the first sports that she threw me into that I could do every single day after school and get a ride there. And it just stuck. I mean, I was naturally gifted at it. I had a love for it. I had a coach that thought the world of me and I of him, and so it was a good relationship, and everything about it just seemed to fit. I think when you're reasonably talented at something, it feels like it just kind of comes easy to you, and that's just sort of how it felt, like it just was the right fit.
Taking that a step further, how early on did you know that you had elite skill, that you might be able to take this to a very high level?
Well, they always say that. And I hear that on the pool deck all the time. Like, oh, my kid's this or that, or my son plays basketball, and, some of the parents are, talking about their kid going pro. And I'm like, come on, they're not. So, it's you hear it. I heard it. It was always kind of in the back of my head. I started swimming when I was 9. When I was 11, I was on the national level already. So within 2 years, I guess, when you're young, you don't really think about things like that. Your head's in the clouds. You're kind of like balancing all that life has to offer at that age. So I started swimming at 9. By the time I was 11, I was on the national stage. By the time I was 13, I made Olympic trials. And I was on the national A team traveling to Tappin, Estonia, and, Perth, Australia, and Rome, and Havana, Cuba. And by the time I was 15, I had already gone to 6 different countries. And I guess somewhere along the way, I started, just accepting it. It was kind of the inevitable. Like, I liked it. I was good at it. And then I got the rewards of being good at it. It fit. there was goods and bads to it. It's not all, it's not all icing and cherries on top. I mean, you've got the dynamic with your peers, and not everything is the easiest when, you're a product of a single hardworking mom, and, you don't really always fit in the best. And then, you get thrown into an environment like swimming in Louisiana and specifically in New Orleans, where you're definitely big fish, little ponds, doesn't really make the kids love you all that much. So it wasn't always super easy, but, it had enough for me to want to keep going and to keep pushing and driving. And then I saw that it was, my ticket to something bigger and better. So I could, get out of town and be something and create something. And I wasn't just going to, kind of repeat what my parents had done. I now got an opportunity to write my own story. So I saw that probably around 13, 14, 15. And that's when I really just was like, all right, it's gangbuster. I'm going for it. And I did.
Ashley, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ashley.
I just said, and I did. I was done.
You did. That's good. Ashley Tappin, Doussan with us, talking about the All-State Sugar Bowl. Greater New Orleans Sports Hall of Fame pending induction, date to be determined. We usually do this in early August, but with the uncertainty this year, it will happen. It's just a matter of what time. Talk about the central figures in your swimming career that really helped make you who you are, all the way from, your youth to St. Martin's to, Florida to Arizona to Olympics. Who are the, the most central figures in helping you to become who you became?
Well, my mother was super supportive. She worked all the time. We were not a family with a lot of money. So she worked and she paid for everything. And, until I made the national team and I was, started to get some of the funding from like the national governing body, which was USA Swimming. And then I made the Olympic team. So you get that funding. And until things started to roll in, it really was just my mom and my swim coach and I. And we were traveling all over the place. I mean, we would go to, the local meets with the team, and then we would go to, the national meet or the regional kind of meets, and then you would go to the national meets. And every time you went up another level in a meet, fewer, kids from your own team were going with you. So by the time you're going to U.S. nationals or Olympic trials, you're pretty much just you or you plus one or two others. And then when obviously you're at a international meet, it's really just kind of you. Like you don't have your parents or your local coach anymore. So then it becomes you're now a member of the USA Swimming national team or Olympic team, and you have those coaches. And I was on that national team for 15 years. So maybe not that long, maybe like 12 years. I started when I was 13 to 25. So 12 years. So a lot of those coaches played a very pivotal role in getting me to see bigger than, just the girl from Louisiana. Because there weren't really much of us on that international level from Louisiana. In fact, I'm pretty sure I was the only one. So,
Sure.
I've had great coaches. I've been very fortunate to have great coaches. And when I stumbled across one that wasn't so great, I figured out how to get out, and I didn't leave myself in a toxic situation. I mean, I left Florida after my freshman year because my coach was a bit disingenuous and I wasn't really feeling the environment. So as an 18, 19-year-old, I was coming home from some international meet, and I think probably Barcelona or something, and I was on the phone with my mom, and I was supposed to start back as a sophomore at Florida. And I call my mom, and I'm like, I can't go back there. It's just not the right fit. And that's when I transferred to Arizona, and that was like the perfect fit for me. Rick DeMont was the head coach there, and he was kind of like this hippie swim coach / ex-Olympian. He was an asthmatic kid and Olympic gold medalist in the 400 IM, and had his medal stripped because he was on like albuterol or whatever that medicine was they had to take for asthma. So he had gone through a lot of ups and downs in swimming, so had I. He kind of got me in a way that was just fun and easy, like Alan Smith, my coach from back home, got me. Because I'm not really the easiest person to get. Like, I'm a bit complicated, like most people that, you know, excel at a certain level. We're complicated. So he got me, and that made, you know, those 4 years that I spent at Arizona just some of the happiest. And then, you know, that kind of ended when you go pro. So when I was 21, 22 and graduating from University of Arizona, I decided to, you know, try out another coach in Laguna Beach in California. My personality in Southern California just clashed. So I spent a year there, and it wasn't the coach necessarily. It was more just me in that environment. So I was like, no, I can't do this. This is destructive. So then I hightailed it to the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs, and this is like a red, white, and blue Olympic jail. Probably not the best fit for my personality, but it was lock down, get the job done every single day, stay super focused, and that's kind of what I needed. And I was coming from California, and it was the flip opposite. So, you know, I've had my share of coaches, and I can honestly say the good ones and the not so great ones, I've taken something from every single one of them, and they've all been great. They've all been, you know, another opportunity for me to learn something about myself and them. So
well,
it's all been a great road.
Well, it's been a heck of a ride. And, of course, so many different honors and halls of fame. And the latest, the Allstate Sugar Bowl Greater New Orleans Sports Hall of Fame is special. Can't wait for the actual induction. It's going to be a great night. And it will be really good to see you again because you're a good person, a friend. And listen, congratulations once again. Nothing but the best, and continued prayers as well for your twin. And I know that things have gotten better there. And that's another story, too, to tell, and we encourage people to read the story at CrescentCitySports.com. Ashley, listen, travel safe, be safe in these strange times, and once again, congrats, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, Ken. I appreciate that so much.
My pleasure. God bless you. It's Ashley Tappin, Doussan, Olympic gold medalist, and now being inducted into the Greater New Orleans Sports Hall of Fame.